Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast, where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories. Add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Skyrim Addict podcast 134. Hopefully I came in on time. Yeah, I know, right? And that's just these ones. That's not even the roundtables and all that stuff. We do have some Oblivion feedback. I'm going to get to that next time. I want to save that for when Juan and Colin are here. Just a heads up to the folks. Well, one of them is Andrew. I'll just let him know. But to anybody who sent in feedback, we will be getting to that, just not this episode right here in particular. You'll also be hearing a promo or two during the show for other podcasts. That's because I'm doing kind of an exchange to get our charity promo out there. So you'll be hearing mostly some Jay and Jack stuff because they're good friends. So I'm passing stuff back and forth. So you'll hear like a promo. They're all short ones. No like 5-minute promos or anything, like 15 to 30 seconds, you know. Commercial length promos scattered about probably during the show. That way people listen to them. Because, hey, look, I listen to podcasts. I don't listen to the ones at the beginning or end of any podcast anyway. So I'm not going to pretend everybody else does either. So I am joined by Victor tonight.
Howdy, howdy. It's good to be here.
Yes. We got some big-time Skyrim modding stuff going on.
Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, so we can talk about that. Yeah, I've been sort of very sorry not to have been playing along with the other roundtable stuff, and I just sort of kind of dropped out of things over the hiking season and everything, and so I've been playing. I've been sort of grinding up some more Skyrim, but I just didn't have time to build an Oblivion character or anything. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to follow along with that.
Actually enjoying the weather and going outside. How weird.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy me.
Well, it's never going to get cold again, so don't worry. You can hike all winter.
That's true. Yeah.
As we boil here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yes. I mean, modding wise, I actually haven't been in Skyrim in about 3 weeks since I last played Beyond Skyrim Bruma.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of the last thing I delved into, and I'm holding that character. I'm just going to be playing that when I hop.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more about that because I saw it, I looked at it, I downloaded it. I think I opened up a game with it loaded to confirm that it didn't crash, and then I said, this is too big for me right now. I can't give it the time it deserves. So I haven't really done anything. So how does it even load into the game?
So let's see if I can recall exactly. You have to find a spot on the map to head over into the Bruma area,
which would be like south in the Falkreath area.
Yeah,
right?
it's somewhere in that region. Yeah, there's a pass now. There's a few caves outside. You can either go through this one cave and sneak in, apparently, which I didn't know. I went all the way through that cave and got to the end of it and couldn't find the way out. So good luck. I probably just missed something incredibly obvious. Or you can go to the gate and bargain kind of with the guard in some way. Kind of like it's like entering Riften but without the bribery. I just lied to him and he let me in. So because my character was level 1, so I had no history of anything. I wasn't like Dragonborn or anything like that.
Right. Because
I went alt start, so there's no history whatsoever. But when you get it, it's like the other large land mods, kind of like what was the other one? Falscar, I had the voice acting issues and things like that.
Right.
This does not at all. Like everything is so solid. I mean, you could say it's like a half step below the main game, really.
Yeah, that's what I would have expected because they worked on it for a really long time. There's a lot of really talented people that did. So yeah, that's pleasing to hear. But it's really, I think, what everybody expected. It may have been why it took them so long to get it out because they knew people had really high expectations for it.
I mean, they really nailed a lot. I mean, I haven't been through every quest and all that yet, but I can tell you they've just nailed things very well. from the voice acting, the stories to rebuilding Bruma itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's since I'm going back and forth with Oblivion, it's so reminiscent of the city itself. It's like the stuff is all right there.
That's really cool.
And even when I first, like I was telling them last time, when I first started playing it, when I got over into that area, I started hopping down the road to build up my acrobatic. And I'm like, wait, no, I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
It's really immersive. It really brings you there.
Nice.
I'm super happy with it, and I'm excited to play more of it. I'll probably get more into it this week, and that's all this character is doing, is just going to be in that area, exploring that area. Yeah. So I haven't really.
You playing it in SE?
I'm playing it on Xbox One SE.
Oh, on Xbox One.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But yeah, it's available for PC SE also. Yep. So, yeah, I'm kind of waiting. I've been waiting for more of the compatibility patches and things to come out like they have for Enderal. I mean, there's been tons of them for Enderal because I like my mods. So, so I need to go and search Bruma up and see how many of the patches are available. I think there's a patch central for it somewhere or something. But we'll see if there's patches for the lighting mods and some of the other stuff.
Oh yeah, so they work once you get over into that region.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And various other things. I don't know. I have to read up on it a little more to see how well it works with, heavily modded PC Skyrim games, and see what's up. So I haven't even played Enderal yet. So I mean, I'm just like
me either. That's another one I want to get into, and I haven't yet either. I want to switch my Legacy edition to that. Use that for my Legacy, and I haven't had time to do that either.
Yeah. That's one of the things that's held me back. I think I may have to do work out a separate installation because there's no freaking way I am going to screw with my Legacy installation. That's my main. That's my main game.
Yeah. You don't want to mess with what I did was I cleared everything off, and the only mods I kept were I think Ordinator and like one other thing, and the patch,
right?
Unofficial patch. Yeah, I stripped it down, those couple little things, and then Bruma, because I wanted to see what that offered.
What is Jay and Jack's Ramblecast? The Ramblecast is a podcast about television, movies, current events, and anything else our listeners want to talk about. We sit down weekly to give our take on what's going on in the world, and we have a lot of fun doing it, typically at the expense of one or all of our hosts. Join Jay, Jack, Nick from Tennessee, and me, Chris in Boston, as we pull no punches, giving our opinions on everything from our favorite music and TV shows to the hostile takeover of sex robots. Subscribe today.
Yeah, so we had a little glitch, so let's hop back in. Okay.
Sorry about that.
We were saying Bruma. Yeah. So I stripped down to do Bruma, basically, and just to avoid that. And the only thing I kept, I said, was Ordinator, basically.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Ordinator and the author of Ordinator, we should just mention quickly that I'm assuming it's a he. I keep referring to him. It could be either a man or a woman. I don't really know. But Inai Aeon is coming out with a quest mod. He has a couple of other minor ones. From a Dwemer thing from years ago and a couple other things, but this is called Raven Gate. So did you read the post that I put up about it?
Yes, I did the other day. Yeah.
So I assume a lot of people who are on the Facebook group may have read that, but it sounds really cool, doesn't it? I mean, it
really does.
Yeah, and if anybody can pull it off, I think that he can. I mean, he's obviously very skilled, programmer. So it's like the blacklist and all the possibilities of all the little skill check things he's talking about. That sounds really, really cool. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's coming out on the 30th. So
I'm interested to see how, because their stuff is so amazing that it's definitely one of those ones you have expectations for.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean, and I don't think I've ever, I can't remember downloading an unstable version of one of his mods, and he's always active and always updating. There's constant updates to Ordinator and Apocalypse and the other ones. I think the only one that seems to have given him some trouble is Wildcat. That's been taken down from a couple places, and but he has the other one, Smilodon, which is his sort of replacement version for that combat mod. So Wildcat seemed to have some crash issues on a couple of platforms.
Oh, okay.
And so it's disappeared. Maybe from SE or maybe from Legacy. I don't remember which, but yeah, he's really active, he's also, I believe, in university. So that was one of the reasons he gave for. He had it actually originally slated for the 15th, but it's coming out on the 30th. So he just didn't want to bring it out on a at the beginning of a school week.
Wow.
Yeah. So he thought, well, I better bring it out on a Friday night or something like that, or a Saturday morning, so I can be there at the computer, in case people have problems, which is really awesome. It's like, that's so engaged.
Yeah. That is a good point. Yeah. Cause if those first few days are, I guess, kind of crucial when you release something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So, well, let's sort of address the big gorilla in the room, and that is the SKSE 64.
Yes, and
that's like all right. So well, I posted that when it because I've been checking the Silverlock page every day, just as habit. When I get home from work, I check the Silverlock page, and it was always the same thing. And it had that video link at the top and blah blah blah. And then just one day, a couple of weeks ago, I popped it up and no video link, and I thought, wait a minute, is this right? I reloaded the page and there was still no video link, and then I looked, and there it was, current SE build, and that was like the morning or the afternoon after they'd uploaded it. So they uploaded it really late at night, and it's kind of set things on fire. And so now it's currently in 2.0.2.
Wow.
And yeah, it ramped up really quickly, but it's been 2.0.2 for a few days, maybe as much as a week now.
Okay.
So there's a few things that people should know. It's still going to be quite a while before we have a really, really stable functioning version of it. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of the Papyrus stuff, which is the scripting engine, that isn't available in 64 yet, and so things like race menu are going to be a while before they come out. I've been reading up on a little bit of this, but so this afternoon, because as we were talking about before that we started, I was away this weekend. You were away. I mean, we had a lot of stuff, and I was kind of busy last week, so I didn't get a chance to do much. But this afternoon, I had a couple of hours, so I got home, and the first thing I did was download. Colin linked to Gopher's new version of iHUD. So I downloaded that and put that in my Nexus Mod Manager setup. And loaded up a game with SKSE 64, and it worked fine. So it does say alpha build, and you really should know what you're doing installing it, and you should be comfortable with anybody who wants to try it should be comfortable with handling files and making zips and stuff like that.
Okay.
So don't try it if you're not sure about directory structures and things like that. If you're not pretty facile with that kind of thing, I would say just leave it alone for now. But since I don't use Mod Organizer in SE because I don't like technical jargon here, I don't like the way that Mod Organizer version handles BSA files, which are the compressed mod files that they use. And so I use Nexus Mod Manager, which I really don't like very much, but I sort of force myself to use it. So when you if you do want to use SKSE 64, you need to download it. You need to unzip it. I'm going to just go through this really quickly, but you can look it up. Anybody can look it up on videos on YouTube or whatever. You need to extract it. You need to take the files in the root directory, put those in the root directory of your SE, and then you need to repackage the data folder as another zip file, and then pull that into Nexus Mod Manager as a mod and activate it. And then you can't, since it's still an alpha version, the launcher isn't working from inside Nexus Mod Manager. Now, if you're using Mod Organizer for the 2.0.8 or whatever version it's in right now for Skyrim SE, you can launch SKSE from inside Mod Organizer. But if you're using Nexus Mod Manager, you have to select your profile, close Nexus Mod Manager, and then launch SKSE 64, aka Skyrim, from the exe file in the root directory of Skyrim SE. I know that's a lot of stuff to go for, but that's how you have to do it because it's an alpha build. So everybody should not expect this to be supported. It is there for people to test. That's all it's there for right now. So
yeah, it's not a fully stable mod yet, right?
Right. Well, it's
Well, yes, I mean, fully test it because it hasn't been out long enough to fully see everything that it could come across, I guess.
That's right. I get the feeling that what they've done is they have made a stable core of a port from SKSE 32, which is what was legacy version, to SKSE 64. And so core functions work. Certain, like I said, papyrus things that are a little more complex aren't working yet, and so they're starting from the middle and working out, and so a lot of so all right. So here's the deal. So I thought, all right, I have a little more time. I'm going to try something else here. So, and it's going to get technical, and I apologize to everybody listening, but so I thought, all right, iHUD works, and I know that people have gotten Sky UI to work, the 5.1 version, not the old one, but the latest version, 5.1. And so, and here's where the BSA that I mentioned earlier comes into play. In order to make Sky UI 5.1 work in Skyrim SE using SKSE 64, you have to download it, unpack the mod, and then using a program that you can get on the Nexus at the Skyrim SE section of the Nexus called the BSA Extractor, BAE, BSA Archive Extractor. You have to extract the BSA, then you delete the BSA from that directory, keeping all the files that were extracted. Then you rezip them into an archive, and then you pull it into Nexus Mod Manager or Mod Organizer as a mod and activate it. And I tried it, and lo and behold, I loaded up my game, and there was the MCM. So hallelujah. So I can say that it works. And the base functions of it work. And not only was Sky UI there and functioning clearly. That was like right before we went on. I was finishing up with that, and then my son called, and then the Hangout link came up, and I thought, oh, okay, that's it. That's all I can test. So but iHUD appeared in the MCM as well. So iHUD and Sky UI both appeared as available menus in the MCM. So it is working. My next step is going to be start to build up in Nexus Mod Managers to build up my profile and start building up with adding mods and see where things break. I think one of the spots is going to be wearable lanterns, which I like to use a lot because I had loaded up my game, one of my fully modded profiles with SKSE 64 in it. To see, what would happen, and I got a warning error. I didn't crash, but wearable lanterns had a problem. So, so far we'll see. But as far as now with the MCM loading in other mods that require the MCM isn't going to work because they're not built for that yet. iHUD Gopher, the version that Gopher put in that he uploaded, seems to work with the MCM, but that can't be guaranteed with any other. So that's my full dump of modding. There's a lot of it. I mean, it's very active and very
Well, it seems like it's really sparking things again for.
Totally, absolutely.
I think we had talked about the perceived lull that I guess Character Crusade was talking about on the one episode that I had mentioned. It was probably maybe 2 months ago or so. But they were seeing a kind of a lull in both Legacy and SE, maybe because people weren't sure of what they were gonna, where they were gonna focus. But I assume this is gonna be a huge spark to moving forward with modding.
Oh, totally.
Especially with SE, obviously. But wonder if that'll leave Legacy in the dust eventually.
I think it will.
Yeah, maybe another.
I'm getting a huge echo here, by the way.
Oh, is there? Ooh, hopefully. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is that still there?
It's on my end. I'm hearing myself echo back.
Oh, really? Not getting it here, thankfully. It's got to be me, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you went kind of, Cylon-y there for a second, and then the echo started.
Could have been. Yeah, that could be a digital thing. Okay. Thankfully, it's not a cable or something. But yeah, what do you think? Maybe like another 6 months to a year, it kind of.
I don't think it'll be that long for the really active modders who I'm sure have been working with the team, but a couple of months anyway.
Yeah, a couple of months before it really takes over as the lead version that's modded.
I think so, yeah. And as soon as people start to learn to, port mods, easily over. Gopher said that his process was very easy. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. It maybe user can do it. I don't know about that.
So if the porting is simpler, then that'll lead to a much faster transition, I would assume.
Right. I think there's just going to be the complex mods like race menu that really reach deep into the game. That'll take more time.
Yeah. That's good. It's good that it'll be good to see it all kind of come back again and blow up again. And then we have, of course, they announced no modding in this, but they announced that the Switch version is November 17th.
Yeah,
that's going to be released. Yeah, I'm interested in that. I have the Switch now, which I bought for Mario Kart.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to pre-order Skyrim because it'll be fun to take on the road and see what happens.
Yeah.
Have a little vanilla game. I'm interested to see how it plays on there. Honestly.
Yeah,
I think it should be fine, but it's interesting to. I'll be very interested to see how it plays on there.
Yeah.
Although I've never used my Switch on the TV yet, I've only used the handheld. That's it.
Well, that's what you want it for, right?
Yeah, that's really what I don't need it on the TV. I don't need Mario Kart on the TV either. I'd rather just sit on the couch and play it with the little handheld.
Yeah,
pretty much, unless you're doing multiplayer or something. But so I'm intrigued to try Skyrim on that as well, and get back into a little Bruma, non-Oblivion Bruma. Although I'm totally locked back into Oblivion, I got to admit.
Really?
I think it's been enough time that I've been away where I just got completely drawn back in again.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm just really loving going through. And the mechanics are way clunkier than Skyrim did not. Yeah.
I know, it's really difficult for me. I never liked the game that much anyway, so.
I'm playing the archery, which is amazingly different than.
Yeah,
it's not overpowered, which is actually nice. It's kind of more realistically powered, I would say. But you do have to, unlike in Skyrim, where you don't really have to take into account too much drop in your distance shots. Maybe a little bit, but not significant. In Oblivion, it's pretty good. There's a pretty good arc to those arrows over not that long of a distance.
Yeah, you need mods to do that in Skyrim, and there are several of them. But
there's several. Yeah, good archery mods that really take it to another level for sure.
Yeah.
But it's a challenge playing as an archer in Oblivion for sure.
Yeah.
And your arrows weigh stuff, which is another negative. So. But, so that's all I got. We can keep this a nice little short one.
Yeah, sorry about that. I do have to go. I gotta FaceTime to. It's my birthday. So.
Yes. But, another year on the books.
Yeah. Right.
Yep. So next time, I'm not sure what we'll be going on. Next time, I might be putting up a couple of the Let's Play Skyrim episodes to hear those. So people can check those out. Steve from Skyrim Book Club is doing those. He's going through Dawnguard for his first time, actually. He's never been through Dawnguard before. So I might be posting those next time with some other stuff, kind of mixing it in, changing it up a little bit as we work our way to the next Oblivion Roundtable in October, and then the charity event in November, which will be the third Oblivion Roundtable also. We'll be doing a bunch of other stuff that day for 12 hours for charity. So
awesome.
That's all I got this time. Victor, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me on. Sorry, everybody. That was quite a lot of information out there.
Well, I can't wait to hear how, as you get to go through it more, how it comes out.
Yeah. I'll post more about it.
Awesome. All right. Take care, everyone.
Thanks. Good night.
Hello and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Colleen.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Broadcast. Think of us as Girls' Night in podcast form.
Feminism,
sex,
relationships,
politics,
pop culture.
Nothing is off limits.
And we mean nothing.
So pop a bottle and grab a bag of Fritos.
I have really good chips here.
And come speak your feels with us. That's what she said.
The broadcast.
Proud member of Jay and Jack Productions and Blog Talk Radio.
Find us on iTunes or wherever else you get your podcasts.